Good morning, everyone. How are you? We are experiencing technical difficulties today, which is a real nuisance. I'll be with you in a TikTok. I don't know what it is. YouTube seems to be changing their coding every day. So I'm streaming, like I've only been streaming for, 3 years using the same code. But now all of a sudden it seems I have to update it every day. But let me get this on and I'll be with you. And we can do it all again. There we go. Let me just put these up here. Wait a minute. Get that out of the way. So I'm not tripping over on it. Good morning, I'm Steve. Hey, welcome to Woodworking Masterclass, or the day in the Bedlam shed with Steve. I've got some interesting things I'm going to do a bit differently today. I'll still be doing a bit of woodwork. Finish that bowl off that fell off the lathe yesterday, we can do that. And I'm going to make a template for a new apron. So more about that in a minute, but first of all, I've got to say good day to everyone. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Andy. Good day, Louise. Hey, Devon, how are you? Clint, good morning, or afternoon, evening. Trevor, good day, mate. Hello, Prunella, my dear. Tempest Brewer, yeah, back at it, yeah. It is good. It is good. Good day, Wombat. Roscoe, good morning, afternoon, evening. Hi, how are you? T-Bone, g'day, mate. Hey, Ian, good morning. G'day, Lucas. Jacob, good morning. Reginald, hello. Morning here in Melbourne. Oh, there you go. Oh, another Australian. It's good to have Aussies on. What I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to add something here, because I finished turning that bowl last night and I filmed it so you can watch how I fixed it. But I've just got to find out. What if it's a C? Media source, that's what I'm looking for. Create a new media source. Let's see, there we go. All right, let's finish this puppy off. All right, well, I'll just move that one under there. And we can have a look at that one a little bit later on. I'm going to have to go from the beginning, I think. I don't know, I haven't done this for ages. So we'll have to hang in there and see what happens if we got sound. But anyway, we'll do that. Going to come out a new template. I found my old apron template. And as you can tell, they were with Noah in the flood. So I'm going to cut new ones out of those. And I might have cut aprons. And a rotary cutter. But she's not in today. Stuff. So I'm going to be safe. But look what I found. I had to go and my drone repair, the ever ongoing saga of drones. Guys, I went to get a 2 weeks ago and went and bought another drone because I want to use it when I go out and Jason, I had a good love it, Steve-O. I'm pleased my name is in bar 40. You've been shopping all day. No. Go, Roscoe, because I'm going to do sewing. It's your stuff. I went and bought another drone because I had a good deal on it. And it was a combo kit with 3 batteries, domestic pot, another different piece, but I will do that. Yesterday, I got a phone call from the DJ Aprons, the remote cost of your repair is X, Y, Z. And I thought, oh, yeah, I suppose, I don't know. He said, or for an extra $50, DJI will totally replace the drone. So I've got 2 drones now. 2 that I can smack in the trees on excited. Too much sound. Nothing's changed. The sound is off. Sometimes it's ah. How's that? Is that better now? Oh, that's what I've got to do. Okay, how's that? Is that better? I've got to go down here. Too much sound. Okay, well, we fix that. All right, well, I've got to go back to that in a minute. No, I haven't goofed. The first time I've done this, so I learnt. We'll go back to that shortly. I don't know if I've got to go back to the beginning or what the caper is with that. But we'll work it out anyway when I go back there. I don't know, I might have to, reset it. We can do that. Yeah, anyway, I went to pick the drone up yesterday because that's essential because it's filming. And it's very close to a fabric shop Susie goes to. That's good. It's very close to a Susie shop fabric goes to. Very close to a fabric shop she goes to. And I said, do you need any fabric whilst I'm here? And she said, oh, yeah, get me da-da-da-da-da. So I went in and got the fabric and I was absolutely stoked because they have, I don't know where they got it from, but if it's popular, I'm going to buy a full roll. Original Australian Army camouflage drill. The real deal. Australian Army camo. They bought this in after I'd got out. I was just in Jungle Greens, which was just green, but they bought this in, would have been late 81, maybe 82. And so I bought a couple of metres of that. So I think definitely new apron coming up in this. And if there's interest out there, I'll go and buy a roll of the stuff. Because they don't use it anymore. They've got Desert Cam they use now, which is the deserty colours, where that was sort of crossover, borderline, jungle warfare, desert warfare, what have you. Oh dear. Oh, yeah, well, what do you want me to do? Sit here and read chat, or do you want me to do something? I truly, really. I'm going to have to go back on that in a minute. We hear the wood turning video. Yeah, got that. Now we hear you. Ah, that's better. Good. Hi, fam. Welcome to the workshop. We're down in this one today. Yeah, no, we'll start playing around with that today. 20 past 10, George. Good evening, George. Welcome to the workshop, mate. Oh, I'm not going to wash this apron. I think it'll fall from together. Mike asked a question about veneer conditioner iron myself. Okay. Let me. Mike, yes. G'day, Mike. How are you? I'm trying. Steve, your sound is off. Yeah. We've got another mic also there. Can you ask that question? Oh, no, hang on. I've got it all. Oh, I've got it. Hi, Steve. Before you get on topic, what type of veneer conditioner do you use for burl veneer? It depends. At what stage are you talking conditioner? You're talking when you're laying it down? A lot of cases I'll use water, but it's not my favourite because sometimes when you glue it down and it's wet, when it dries, it shrinks and the veneer splits. The best one for me is hide glue. I put hide glue. Wait a minute, I'll see if I've got some in the pot. There you go, and it's cooking. So I'll give you a look-see. just get that down to a reasonable thickness there. I'll grab a bit of veneer. Oh, what do I got here? Oh, this is really, really brittle stuff. We'll find a piece of, that'll do. Piece of plywood or a piece of something. Okay. So let's I like that bit, so I'll keep that bit. All right, if you look at that, is it going to fit? Muddy-ding. Okay. All right, let's see, you can't see it. Oh dear, getting me breath. All right, that's, as you can see, it is very, very brittle, this stuff. So it tends to break and do all sorts of horrible things. It's a bit wavy. Now I can wet that and it will flatten out nicely, but when it dries, it'll shrink and it'll crack along here. So best one I use is, give me a bit of paper. That'll totally fit on there. Well, yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's do it. So this is just actually, I'll see if I've got any plywood. If I've got a bit of plywood, I'll use that and then I can actually use it in a job. So I'm not wasting it. Oh, I know what we can do, yeah. Might be big enough, is it? Wait a minute. Oh, I'm just wondering if this is going to... Oh, look at that. All right, we'll do a real job. We will do a real job. And what I'll do is I'll lay some bell veneer, so we've got a lid for that. Oh. So I've been meaning to do this job for ages. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. That one might. Okay, that'll fit there. So I'll just quickly draw that. And you can see on this shot here, I hope you can, it's all wobbly and buckled and everything else. That's fine, and it's split and got wobbles there. So first of all, we'll trim that close to size. And again, when you're cutting it, especially this stuff, you got to stroke it and stroke it and stroke it. Walnut's not as bad, it's softer, but this stuff, I think it got too cooked when it was in the ovens. Just going to gently and don't forget this is 7-sided. It's much better if you're doing something actually for a job. Seems to mean more. We'll put that on there, that'll fit. Okay. So you work out which is the upside, which is the downside, which is very, very hard to do with a burl. That's the downside. You feel it, it's rough. That's the downside. Smooth, that's the upside. I will roughly draw that in, make sure that fits there. I'll just knock that off on the bandsaw. Clear the bandsaw. Now if you're doing, here's a little bit extra, if you're doing veneer onto ply, normally it'll take quite well, so don't be put off by that. But it's also good just to rough it up a little bit. And what you do to one side, you're meant to do to the other side. So I don't know at the moment. That might do. Especially with plywood. So I'm just going to rough that up a bit. And for that I use the toothing plane. Have a look at that, it's just got very fine scratch marks all the way around. Do the same on the other side. You can buy blades that fit in the Stanley 4. I don't know if they're still available, they used to be. It's just got that crosshatch pattern on it. Let me see what veneer I've got here that I can throw on as a backer. Boom, 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 boom. There's a bit. Bit of chili in that'll do. When you're laying straight veneer, it's got to go 90 degrees to the grain. So the grain on this bit of plywood's running down that way, so the grain on the veneer's got to go that way. So we'll put that there. That's the side that goes down. All right, let's go. Putting this down so I don't make a mess. I'll lay the straight grain first because when I do the burl, I'm going to be very, very quick. All right. So grain's running that way. This has got to run that way. And it's not hard and it doesn't take very long. Here's the glue pot. I like double gluing, so I put glue on the substrate. Glue on the veneer. Don't worry about it. This is a beauty of hide glue. Don't worry about it getting on the other side because it'll sand off, whereas if you're using PVA, it is a sort of a thing to get off. And we'll just whack that. Oh, did the wrong side. All right, well, even that doesn't matter. I glued the wrong side, but we'll just leave that glue on and you'll see tomorrow how easy it is to get off. So, okay, we'll run that along there like that. Now for the burl, what did I say? This is the downside. So here we go. Layer up a bit of glue on. That glue is just a tad too thick for my liking. That's better. That's what you want. This is the downside. Got to be pretty quick. Now you can hammer it. Burls I don't particularly like hammering unless I have to, because you can split them. Now this one I think we'll go there with that. Looks pretty good. So I'll show you what I mean by hammering. Just with a veneer hammer, you do the, I can hear that breaking. It's cracking under the strain because it's so brittle. But whack a bit of glue over the top, evens the moisture content out. I can then, if I want to, do it. And see how that's not breaking, it's not cracking. It's got the moisture there, but I'm not. I'm going to leave that like that. And I'm going to put it straight into the clamps. This over the top. Over to the press. If you don't have a press, use ordinary clamps, it doesn't matter. Put that in there. Okay, we'll leave that only for 2 or 3 minutes and I'll bring it out and you see how flat that is. So that's, I don't buy into this special stuff you got to buy. They didn't have it 400 years ago, and the timber's exactly the same as what it was 400 years ago. So why bother? You're right, mate. You stay there. Ah, all right. Before you get off topic, okay, now I've done that. Where are we down to? Hope that helps, Mike. You'll see the results in a minute, and it's quite startling. Trevor, I had a busy morning turning tea candle holders. Well, there you go. We have been getting a little rain, or we could do with some rain. Although my tanks are full, I'm very, very happy my tanks are full. The other day you mentioned that you'll be putting videos on your TV episodes online, but aren't those on your YouTube channel already? Is this a difference? No, what it is, T-Bone, it's a TV series that I did, and you can download it. I guess you can download it off of YouTube if you know how to. I don't know how to. But if anyone wants to, I'll put the link to my Vimeo account and give you the password, and then you can download it. There are also other ones that I haven't sent to TV yet, which you're welcome to have. Or it's just, rather than having to go on YouTube, you can have it on your computer. That's if you want to. There's no pressure at all. All right. Now back to the disaster of yesterday. Well, it wasn't a disaster. It just fell off the lathe. It was one of those things. I wonder if I'd used an expansion joint, it might not have broken. And there again, I listened to someone else that said, oh, no, you're better off using a tenon joint. Well, I think it's a question of you got to do what you think's right, and then if it doesn't work out, well, you take responsibility for it. But anyway, it was no drama. What you saw me do after it flew off, for those of you that don't know, we did some wood turning yesterday, and I was making a knitting bowl to put your wool in so it doesn't roll all around on the floor. And, well, hello, Noe.
Can I have a bubbly drink?
Here's my grandson. Come here, Noah. Come on, come on, come on. Isn't that nice? Oh, yeah. Who's Papa's favourite?
Me.
Yeah, shh, don't tell anyone because it's a secret.
I
Yeah, of course
will.
you can. Yeah, come straight back there. Nanny's back. All right?
Yeah.
Good on you. Oh, dear. G'day, Panda. Welcome to the workshop, mate. I got sidetracked. What was I doing? Oh, yes. We were turning this bowl, and I got a bit of a nasty catch because I was thinking of something else when it happened, and it was just enough torque there to shatter the fibres that were in the spigot that was being held by the chuck. So when I went in the next time, of course, you just let go, but no big deal, it just fell on the ground. But what I did, I got the spigot and glued it back on. And then last night, I thought, oh, well, I might as well see if I can finish it, which I did, which I filmed, which I'll show you now. And then we can finish it off and put the designs in and everything. So you can talk about it, you can comment on it, but more importantly, you can see that if something breaks, it doesn't matter, you just keep on going. In fact, what happened when it broke, we thought, oh, well, we'll do another bit. And I had a funny looking shaped bit of beef wood. Worked on that, it worked out just fine. Oh dear. Morning, Stephen. Are we going to notice any difference with the public holiday? Honestly. Mike, thank you for that lesson. I also bought a gallon of Veneer Magic Rub. Go for it, darling. Okay. Thank you. Good boy. Hang on, Bob wants to go out, I think, Dale. There you go, out you go. But shut the door, please. Yeah. All right. Good lad. Love you. I have no idea what magic rub is. Steve, please explain the not using the handle of the... Oh, okay. Yeah, look, a lot of people, when they get a veneer hammer, they think you do it like that. But it's not. That actually is a cantilever. So you can, if you want, you can use it like that. But in the main, that's a cantilever. So it acts as, you know, just a balance thing. I've got them all over the place. Here's another one there for little jobs. And I guess, look, whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you, but I was taught that's it. That acts as a cantilever. So it's done that way. And it honestly does feel you've got more control because your pressure, using it this way, is directly over the blade, which is directly over the veneer. So you can, and when you're veneering, when you're laying veneer, you don't go like that. You start in the middle and chevron pattern. So out to the right, out to the left, out to the right, out to the left, turn it around, right, left, right. And that way it spreads it. And what the idea of hammering is to squeeze the air out, so you then have atmospheric pressure, which is what, 14.5 psi, acting downward. Actually, we'll get that out of the vise, and I'll just show you how nice and flat that is, and there won't be any cracks or breaks in it. Now, being hide glue, I could just leave this now and not put it back in the press, because the atmospheric pressure is working on it. I'll peel this off. This baking powder is really good stuff. And when it's dry, it comes off nicely. There you go. Where are we? So that's nice and flat. No bubbles, no splits. This was a split that was already in it. And that's lifted a little bit. I might just hammer that down. If not, it'll sand down easy enough. Okay, if you have a look at that, that's now gone flat. So that's it. There's no mystery to it, no drama. It's like everything else, Mike, just practice. I will actually put it back. It doesn't need to go back in, but if I've got it in there, then well, at least I know where it is. And what we'll do tomorrow, that should be dry, we can cut that, whether we use it for the base of that box or the top, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll just use it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So I hope that helps. I went to your Vimeo yesterday but couldn't. No, it's not the complete season. If you just type in that link that I gave you, and then it's got download underneath the video, and then password, and put in uppercase smile, you should be able to download that episode. Yeah, Barry, it's great stuff. They used hide glue back then too. Some of the pharaohs' furniture they have found has got hide glue and shellac on it, interestingly enough. So it's been around for a long time. G'day, John, and the crew in the hospital and all the kids and the adults. I think it's cruel and unusual punishment. They can't get out of hospital and you're forcing me on them. Loader Eyes, g'day mate, welcome to the workshop. How'd you go with your other mate? Did you tell them about your brass table? How long does hide glue take to dry? Depends how wet it is, but normally, look, I've done stuff when I've put solid edging in boxes. You can do what they call a rub joint. Hang on, I'll show you what a rub joint is. Where's? Oh dear. Trying to find scrap here. I don't know quite how square that is. That's not exactly square. But we'll see how we go. Thing of glue down there. Thing of glue down there. You put them together. As I said, I don't know how well this will work, but you just rub it and all of a sudden she'll lock. That's it. That's a rub joint. So you don't even need clamps really. And that's hide glue, and then you'd leave that for whatever, and it'll be set. So hide glue too, when you're using hide glue, you don't need huge amounts of pressure. If you put, see if I want to break that, it won't break that way and it won't break that way, but if I want to break it, I'll just twist it and it twists off. Now what happens is the collagen, when it comes out of the glue pot, it's hot. So when you put it together, when it cools, it solidifies, which locks it together. And then as it dries, the water content leaves, and then you end up with a really, really good joint. That's why you don't want it too tight. With a lot of the PVAs, you've got to bring it up to, I won't give you the pressure because I don't know. I did know, it's written down somewhere. You've actually got to press the glue into the fibres of the timber to give it cohesion. Whereas hide glue, if you push too much, you squeeze the glue out and it's a very weak joint. So there you go. And yeah, to answer your other question, it depends. I generally, if I'm doing a veneer like that, I'll take that out tomorrow and I'd be quite confident to sand it. If I'm doing solid edging on boxes, I generally do it in the evening, and then the next morning I can get into it. It's not the sort of thing you want to rush, because it's like watching water boiling. You can watch it and it's, oh no, that's close enough, that's close enough, and it won't. So just do it and forget it and come back next day. When you're talking, as we were with that chair that we're repairing, you put that in there, the air and the water can't escape. So sometimes that'll take a week to dry properly, maybe even 8 days. So it's always good to err on the side of caution and not be in a hurry. If you've got to do something and it's got to be glued and it's got to be finished today, we'll use Loctite Original or something. It goes off in about 10 minutes and it's rock hard in 24 hours. So, you know, there's horses for courses. There's horses for glue pots too. Jeff, are you still there? That's good. Hey, Randy, how are you? Last time I seen a bowl fly like that, it was thrown by my wife. Are you related to Trevor? Oh, dear. Oh, you got your spoke shaved today. Awesome. That's great, Randy. Good to hear. Oh, there you go. Look what I've done. There was a wood timber getting trip out getting some gidgee. But it's next week and I got asked if I wanted to go. And I would love to go. And I'm not crying, honestly. But I said, no, I've made a commitment. I'm going to stream through this. So maybe the next trip. But yeah, it would be nice to get out there with the chainsaws and let it rip. It's nothing like the tranquil peace and quiet of the far out back being broken by the cacophony and symphony of chainsaws, with the occasional bad word thrown in. Yeah, how does that work? I remember my mother hit me over the head with an umbrella once and it broke and I had to buy her a new umbrella. She was the one that hit me over the head with it. One more question. Do I dare use in the bottle already? Look, I'm not a fan. I've got some here, and I'm not a fan. It does work, but for me, it takes too long to dry, and I guess I'm not used to it. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it's not a good product. It possibly is. For me personally, I'm not a fan. But to even it up, I'm definitely a fan of Titebond Original and Titebond 2. Love it. And their polyurethane glue. Fantastic. But yeah, all you can do is try it. The other thing is, like, I buy 25 kilo bags of hide glue and they last me a long time. And I can just make it as quickly as I like. And it's cheap. Whereas I don't know what that costs. I think it works out to be quite expensive if you were going to, just that little bit of veneer we did then, you'd possibly use nearly half a bottle of that. So get onto the beaded stuff, mate. Or Mike, sorry. How far? Oh, I'm catching up. I'm only 6 minutes behind. Tawny, g'day. How are you, mate? Thank you for coming in. Oh, isn't that nice, John? Thank you. Huh? Oh, okay. Good on you, Loaderised. If you got any questions, send me an email. No dramas. Sean loves the use of hide glue. Yeah, and once you tell them it's the same stuff that Jello's made out of, they go, ew! And it is. Comes from the same company as well. Hi, Tawny. How are you? Oh, I said that. I said, Tawny. I was being nice. Oh, and you could be the sister. Oh, no, I've already got a sister. I haven't seen her for years, but we talk. We talk. Steve, have you ever tried the Titebond glue? No mixing here, no stir. Yeah, I don't like that. I've covered that one. Yeah, apparently the nurses get cheesecakes in there. Oh, no, I read that quickly later on. So I thought it said you were willing to be a patient in John's hospital. It says, yeah, because the nurses get cheesecake. Mike, I'm looking online now at Royal Hydro. What strengths do... Oh, really, there's only one. Just get the regular one. They did have a refined one, but all it is a bit clearer. And luthiers use it, violin makers and what have you, but I've never found any difference with it. G'day, Dean. Oh, there's heaps to go, mate, heaps. Okay, right now, I'm going to show you making this bowl, and I will be here, so I'll be in the chat room with you. I can some hot pepper jelly or spicy salsa, but didn't consider a cake of some sort. Well, there you go. You can, if it's edible, but once they know what's in it, they, ew. Yeah, it does, because I'm going to do some sewing, or not sewing, but we'll make a template so I can get a new apron. But right now, let's see. You can watch this one. I'll turn the other mic off. Here we go. James Bogard. long way to go yet. Always a good idea to check the chuck. Oh, I can find where I put it. I'm sure I put it somewhere safe. Normally I sit it up there. But I guess today's not normally. Ah, right down the other end of the workshop. Making sure that's tight. Put it up there for safekeeping. Move that around so I don't get as much shatter on the tool. I want to get fairly steep sides on this so the ball stays in there. Oh, I think that's pretty darn good. If we can get a bit of a sand in there. Go for a finer one now. Oh, I reckon that's pretty good. Pop a bit of wax in there. There we go. No, don't like that bit. I'll get a new bit. We've got a big budget, we can afford it. There we go. Okay. and crank. That's got it. Okay, there we have it. All done. That was from a disaster. Let me turn that off now. That was from a disaster this morning to something that's okay tonight. All right, so that was a disaster this morning. Fell off the lathe. Doesn't matter. We fixed it. I did have a couple of screws in there to hold it in place because I glued that back on. I'm going to take that off and then screws in there to hold it in place because I glued that back on. I'm going to take that. There you go. All done. I've got to take that off and that can go there and we're back to where we are now. Oh, wow, that was exciting. I enjoyed that. What's happened now? I'm watching something I don't want to watch. There we go. Oh. Well, here it is. Here it is. And I've lost it. Here it is. It's on the bench. Couldn't see for looking. Yes, all I did, you saw me. When it broke off, what happened was this spigot here sheared off. This is a very fast growing particular tree, this one was, and the fibres aren't all that strong. So what happened, I got a catch and the torque from the catch transferred into the chuck and stalled that, and I broke the fibres away there. So I glued it on, and then when I turned it last night, I just put 2 screws in there to make sure it was okay. Hello, Bob. And then we turned it. And I think from a potential bin donation, it turned out okay. So we've got to put the rest of it together now. Just let me shut the door after my dog had walked in. So what we've got to do is put a hole in here and then cut a hole down here. And it's a knitting bowl. So you put your bowl of yarn in there and then you thread it through this hole that we'll put in. And then when you're knitting, the ball of wool jumps around in here, doesn't roll all over the floor. So there you go. All right. So I'm thinking I might even put a heart in there instead of just a straight hole. But I'm not going to do it where the knot is because that's very, very brittle there. So I'll do it in the sapwood here where we've got a little bit more give. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, now I might do the bottom first. Yeah, I might take this bottom out first, and I'm going to texture that, put some paint in there. Then we'll do this, and it'll be ready to rock and roll. So come over to this camera here, and we'll pop that in the bench there. just so it doesn't move too much. Got the little router with a little router bit on there. I could use a chisel, but it's going to be a lot quicker if I just use a router. And we'll take that off, and then I'll use the chisel to actually put some detail in there. And I've got a big base glued onto the, that's the normal base you get, but I've got a few different bases with different sizes. And here we go. Drop it down a little bit more. Not much, a bit. Now I'm going to try to put a little bit of texturing in there using a carving chisel. My favourite one for texturing is a 10-8, and we'll just put some little scoops in there. Nothing too flash. Just breaks the surface up a little bit. You can't see this at the moment, but you will. Got a little bit of glue in there that's been a little bit naughty at the moment. I'll get those out of there though. You know, I don't want to put too much pressure on the side of the bowl though, because it can quite easily just break. And you don't want to have gone to all this trouble and then have it break on you. Okay, little about do that. A little bit of sandpaper. Just knock any rough bits off. All right. You're all right, mate. Stay there, you're good. This is just ordinary watercolour. Boom, 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 boom. I'll take that. It's nice purple, that. I'll take that upper side. I'm trying not to get any on that centre disc. Little things like this, they don't take long, they don't cost much, but by crikey they make a huge difference to the finish. It's just that little detail that you do that'll set you apart from other people. Okay. This is being ultra positive, this is. This is assuming that it's going to be good. I was told it doesn't need too much heat. I'm thinking it needs more heat than that, though. Yep. There we go. Put that somewhere where I won't touch it. All right, now let's put this heart in. And I really don't know if this is going to work or how it's going to work, so we'll give it a shot anyway. Oh, you rotten thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. That's all right. Bring that down. Bring that down to there. Like that. Let me get the other side. There we go. So we now got a heart in there. And we'll make that look a bit more special. I'll just route it around the edge of it. If I can find the spanners. That's one. I've got one. That'll do that. That won't do that. Okay. It's amazing. I had them earlier on. That'll do. I just put a little, honestly don't know how this is going to turn out either. But we'll give it a go. All I'm doing is just putting a little round over bit in there. Down a bit more. Give it a go. This could be a disaster. It might not be. I don't know. I'll have a try. Go a little bit deeper. Yeah, that's not too bad. We can work with that. Now we've got to put a lead in so it won't get caught when it comes out. So I reckon we'll have it in about there. All right. Let's carve this down. This is just a normal chisel, not a carving chisel. Okay, what I think I'll do now is just run a sander over that. Let me just get a if I can find it. It's mostly might be here, might not be here. No, it's not here. It's up in the other shed. Oh, it's a nuisance. Oh, hang on. Oh, let's try this one. Really want a crank chisel then. Don't have one. Move that so I can just get this in here. It's one good thing about camphor laurel, it is very, very soft. You can do whatever you like with it, really. clean out this area here. Might go to that one. I would have liked it to have been thicker, I think, because it's pretty fragile there. But providing you don't drop it, it will work a treat. On the inside, and we'll just clean that up. Actually, I might even try that with a knife if I can. Now I really need specialty carving chisel, which I've got up in the other shed. That's doing all right. So this timber is very, very easy to work. Pah! Smells nice too. There's always the bonus. Let's clean this out down the bottom here. Take any sharp edges off that might be there, and I reckon that is ready to go. Where's a bit of rag and put a little bit of wax on it. On the inside. You might even just slide it down there as well. There you go. From yesterday, potential go in the bin, we've had a win. Your wool sits in there, threads down there, comes out here so you can sew, and that's it. Made out a bit of rubbish timber that we stuffed, and then we reclaimed it, and it's back. It's good. Now, that's going to go to the lady that makes my coffees up the road. Now, let's cut out a apron pattern. I'm happy with that. That's pretty schmick. I like that. What's happening in the chat room? I know I've ignored you all. Oh, and on the bottom, it's just something different. Just something that's, you don't expect it. And that's what I like. People pick stuff up and then, oh, there's a bit of colour there. They go, oh, that's nice. Didn't expect that. Okay. Let me just put this stuff away. So that might give you some ideas of things to do if you're bored, you've got nothing else happening. Put these away over there. Can go in there. They can go back there. Can go there. That I need, or don't know if I do need that now. Oh, you want to go out, Bob? You're a lost lad, aren't you? Go on, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. I'll put that in the bucket. Oh, nothing but net. Did well. All right. Prenella's off to sleep, is she? Night, Prunella. Catch you tomorrow. Oh, how far back do I go? Well, I'll go back 10 minutes. No, oh, you're looking for a glue pot? It's all about control and knowing what can happen, Dean. If you know what can happen, you brace for it. I'm looking to buy my first set of chisels. Any suggestions? No, I'm a beginner, so I want something I can bang. Then see if you can, hey, get an old set off of eBay. You can buy a set for $20, but it's not going to serve you well. You're better off getting, look, even the Irwin brand isn't too bad. The Sheffield ones are much better, but even the ones made in China aren't too bad. Barco are nice, I like them. They're a good brand. But then if you want, you want to get into Robert Soulby's or Harold and Saxon's and what have you, it depends. But yeah, and you don't need a full set. You must get by with a 3/8, a half inch and a 3/4 inch. And then if you want, get an inch and a quarter or an inch for bashing out hard stuff. But nearly all my work, I'd say, is actually my work would be 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 3/4. They're the ones that I'd use more than anything else, I'd say. Steve had a set of marples, which was cheap. Marples is an Irwin brand these days. Yeah, I have. I've got these ones here. These are the Rigid Edge Fair Dinkum ones. Oh, I think. Yeah, these are 1970 jobbies. They're the grandkids. They've got a set of those each, or they've got a choice. They can have a set of those or ones with metal striker plates. But you can't buy these anymore. As I said, maybe the 80s. Oh, hang on, no, wait a minute, tell a lie. 90s, mid-90s they stopped making these. But they are nice, they're record marples. I do actually have sets of Irwin chisels, box sets of Irwin chisels. I was selling to the students, which aren't too bad. They're a heavier chisel, but they're a good all-rounder one. Bench plane, I think they're called. Bench plane. Yeah, look, if you want an all-rounder, get a 5.5 bench plane, and then maybe a 3, and that would most likely set you up. 5 1/4 if you can get one. If you can get them, Ray, yeah, jump on them. Remember to soften the edges on the inside too. I think I did that. Thanks, Prunella. All you need some decent sharpening stones. Yeah, there are jigs around Dinkum that you can use. Not a drama about that. I've got one here I've had for, this one, I must have bought this maybe in the 80s. I might have bought this one. And you can tell, oh no, that one's a replacement. I do have another one of these that's really, really worn on the shoulders, which I got in the 80s. This one I would have bought early 90s at an auction. I think it cost me $20. You can get similar things now on eBay for $9.95. They're not made by Eclipse, but they still do the job. Michael. Did I say good day to you, Michael? Well, good day anyway. Welcome to the workshop. What's with the weird cutout going into the love heart? Oh, because it's for the lady that makes my coffee. Oh, you're clever. Yep, Prunella knows what it's for. Don't know of anyone here in Brisbane, but if you do, let me know. Oh. Yeah, mate, if you're in Brisbane, I can fix you up with a set here, if you want. Drop me an email at woodworkingmasterclass@gmail.com or admin@woodworkingmasterclass.com.au. I'm down in Jimboomba, but I've got a few sets of box marples here, if you're interested. No, because when you're pulling on it, you're pulling the yarn's coming out from here. So it's not coming out from there. That's why you've got to have it offset. See? No, you could just put a hole in there if you wanted to. Good morning, Brian. Ba-dum-bum. Hey, Dennis, welcome to the workshop. Yeah, I think the Ruscombe talked. I think the steel's okay. It's just the handles are a bit rough and ready on those Narlexes. That's my only issue with them. They look very, very similar to. There's a German band called Two Cherries. They look very, very similar. I think they're Czechoslovakia or Hungary or something or other. Stanley Squeezo's a reasonable and inexpensive set of chisels. Yep. These ones here are my first real set of chisels. I bought those back in the mid-90s. Those blue chips up there, they're the same ones as a set I showed you, only they have been used a lot. And if you look at them, well, that's a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, inch. If you notice the marples is off those, they're the three I used to use the most, but now I'm using, as I said, 3 8/4 inch and 3/4 inch. That's in my other chisels. Who's after some leather? Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Check. I thought it was. Okay. We finished that one. I'm going to give that to Leanne. She'll be happy. Okay, chisels. Patterns. So that is the pattern board that I had. That was made in 2007. So it's been through the wars and been wet. If you haven't got a pattern and you've got an old chisel, if you've got an old apron, fold it in half, like that. And then lay it down on a piece of MDF. And sketch around it. Now this one is a lot bigger. This is because this is for the calico on the back, but we'll get to that. My aprons all have pockets in them, which, I wonder where those keys fit. I don't know. Well, they might fit in a cash tin. There you go. I might have money I didn't know I had. I have pockets in mine. So if you're going to have pockets, you've actually got to have 3 panels to make up, excuse me, your apron. Because there's a join on the side where your pocket actually goes. So what we will do is we'll make that one first, and I'll use that. What I might do first is I'll draw this one out in full size, which is it that size? No, I can't remember. No. Okay, might have to go to the saw and rip this one to size, and then that one's that one's that. What's that one then? Excuse me, I'm just having a conversation with myself. Oh no, that goes there. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. All right. I'll go over to the saw and just rip this full size one down, so I've got a blank piece for it. Now that's XL. I used to make all sizes, that's large. I used to make extra large, large, medium, small, and then kids. But all I do now is just extra large, because that's the size that I use. Okay. So if I do that there, that's good enough. So I'll just rip this one up. If you can, make sure you've got at least one good straight edge when you're ripping. That can go up against the fence. And how long do I need it? Oh. We might use something else for that. Okay. Straighten that up. There, that's there. It's there. Now, what did I do? There we go. Texture. And this is the armhole up here. That I'm drawing in. And this one come across there. And this is my XL. And what's today's date? I like putting dates on things. 24/04/2020. So then I'll cut those up. That one's ready to go. Now what I can do with this other template I've got here, I can rip it down to size, so I can get the smaller bits off it. Which will be, oh no, we might be able to just mark it with the pencil maybe and cut it. You got to allow a 1/4 inch seam. So whatever your side panel is, allow a 1/4 inch seam for that. So I'll just go and rip this on the saw. draw that in. So that's from the top corner here down to there, and we'll just draw that in with a marker. So you'll do 2 of these. I'll just cut that on the drop saw. So I'll cut that bit out on the bandsaw shortly. And this is XL apron side panel, right and left. This is the right side, and oh, it depends. No, because I'm cutting from the back and that's left. Okay. That's easy. And this one will mark, leaving the 1/4 inch seam in there again. And we'll come across the bottom there. Okay, so I'll go and rip this bit up. Won't be thick. With a little haywire on that one, so I've got a bit of messy stuff down here. So what I'll do is use this part up here, and that is good to go there. I'll cut that off there. And that's got to come out there. I'll cut this so it's the same length. No, I can't cut that so it's the same length because it won't work. Trust me on that. All right, so there's all the templates for an apron, and that one, after 13 years, can be retired. A couple of other jigs, templates you got to make up. That one is 3 inches wide, and that's for this neck strap. And then there's another one that I thought I'd already cut. Maybe it's over here. Yep, this one. And this is for the waist strap. So we'll go neck strap. And this is waist. Ba-dum-bum. The other thing we've got to do is make a template for the pockets. And to do that, where's that other apron? I'll see what size these were. I'm not going to pull the pockets out of this one because they'll never go back in. You can make the pockets as deep as you like. And again, you've got to have 1/4 of an inch all the way round for a seam. Or you can make them deeper. It really doesn't matter. You can make them any shape pocket you like. And then, I don't know what these are called, but these are the, where are we? These are the bits that attach to the pocket. So when the pocket is in properly, you don't see that white calico, you just see the same material. So that has to be cut out as well. But that's it. That's all the pieces cut out for an apron. So I will cut those out during the afternoon, and then tomorrow we'll cut out all the bits and pieces of material that we need. And I don't know, we might even get some sewing going. Wouldn't be, I haven't made it, well, I don't think I've made these for over 10 years. I was making a lot of them there at one stage. Good afternoon, Max. How are you? Did you see? We finished it. Where is it? There you go, Max. We finished it. It came up all right. Got a little heart in there, and that's to put your wool in, and then you can do your sewing and that, and the wool doesn't come out. Bottom's all nice, got my brown on there, bit of colour. No one was hurt in the process, Max. It was all good. I'm overtime now, I think. Oh, let me see. Where are we going? What are you making, Dinkin? Because to me, this is the best stuff I use. I use it by the bucket load. If I'm not using shellac, which I do use a lot, this is what I reckon is one of the nicest finishes out. Easy peasy to put on. You can get it from Bunnings. That's satin because I do something else to it. But that in a satin or a gloss, Bunnings, I think it's 14, 15 bucks a tin. Acrylic, dries fast, recoat in 10 minutes. It's lovely. I tried some wipe-on poly the other day, not impressed with that at all. All these people that say they love white-on poly, you want to buy some, I'll sell you some. See you, Tempest. Yeah, look, I reckon that would do just fine, dinkum. Or, you know, I don't know if they still make Estopol, just whack Estopol on with a paintbrush. Yeah, Roscoe, hate wipe-on. Vile stuff. I've only used it once and it's not a good experience. Steak sandwich for lunch. You spoilt, Ray. Oh, Ray, good on you. Yeah, I'm not even going there. G'day, Alan. How are you? Are they sharp? Because if they're sharp, you can pronounce that good chisels, Brian. Yeah, I make my own aprons. Dean, we'll sew one tomorrow. Yeah, no, it says he's not here. See you, Randy. Are you sewing in Sue's room or sewing in your little area? No, I might even bring a machine down here and sew down here, Louise. I'll steal my PQ 1500 from her if she lets me. If not, I've got a couple of bananas I can use. How are you, Max? Yeah, I've worked with oak a lot. Wormy maple, is that the name of the timber or is it a description of the timber? I have worked with rock maple, sugar maple, Queensland maple, several types of oaks. In fact, we're making something in an oak at the moment. In that case, you call them good chisels, Brian. Oh, all right, well, that's it. I'll go and cut these out and go and see what Noah's up to. Because he's meant to be doing schoolwork, but he tells me he's finished that. I don't know. So different stream today, but I wanted to, for my own amusement, I suppose, put that video up of making the rest of this just to show you that if things go wrong, I might put a spray on that. If things go wrong, it really doesn't matter. You just, there you go. You just keep on going and a little bit shiny, that's nice. You just keep on going and don't let it get you down. The worst case scenario, if that hadn't worked out, I'd have thrown it in the bin. But it's practice. Everything's practice. And someone asked me the other day, a young girl from America, I believe, asked me some questions about woodworking and what do you learn when you're doing woodworking? And I really thought about it. And, you know, there's the old thing, you learn about joints, you learn about machines, you learn about glues, you learn about clamping. And and what I came up with, which I think is far more important, and this is true whether it's paper mache, crocheting, sewing, scrapbooking, whatever, anything that you have a creative influence over, you learn confidence. You learn discipline. You learn courage to actually say, I made that and I'm proud of it. That's who I am and this is what I do. You learn commitment because you're going to do something and you keep doing it. And it was really, it was an insightful set of questions she asked me. So I got a lovely email from this morning saying that it did help her out. So I hope so, because no matter what you do, you're learning something. Whether you're learning, I'm not going to do that again, or you're learning, gee, I can get better at this, I'm enjoying this, this is a new experience, it doesn't matter. So anyway, this old bloke's going to stop dribbling. Oh, you can always watch the rerun, Max. Oh dear, good night, Dennis. So anyway, this is Steve putting the shed door down on day 35 and saying, remember to keep it sharp, especially if they're chisels with a name that long that comes from Sweden. Keep it safe, look after yourself, be kind to each other. And, you know, exercise tolerance and respect. We're all in it together. And we will get through it together. And I look forward to having your company in the workshop, don't know which ones, at a workbench, or maybe a sewing machine tomorrow, don't know. Very, very soon. I'll be here. I hope you can be too. Thank you for everyone in the chat room for your participation, your support, and your messages of goodwill and encouragement. Because sometimes I wake up in the morning, actually Sue's the one, you're going to stream today. She asked me last night, you streaming tomorrow? I said, yeah. You need a rest. I agree with her, but I'll have a rest now. So anyway, be good, be kind, look after yourself, stay safe, do the right thing, whatever the authorities want you to do. Whether you agree with it or not, you might as well do it and enjoy yourselves. God bless. Catch you tomorrow. Bye for now. Providing I don't get into trouble, Tempest, no, not Tempest, providing I don't get into trouble later, I'll mention it. Bye.